Hi there, my name is Adrian, and I thought with these quarantine times and all of us stuck at home, it would be fun to show you how I did my V60 recipe for the Norwegian Brewers Cup, where I came in third place. The coffee that I'm going to be using today is called Purple Rain, and it comes from a Norwegian coffee roastery named TaylorMade, who also do donuts, and they are amazing. You should absolutely check them out. The recipe that I'm using is pretty simple, but you will be needing some equipment. The V60, a kettle, some scales, and some really delicious coffee that you want to try this recipe with. But if you have all of this, it's pretty easy and it's very easy to do at home, so don't worry about that. Now let me start by telling you a little bit about the coffee. So this coffee is from Indonesia, from a region called Sindangkerta, in a place called Weninggali in Western Java. It's from a farm named the Jawa Frinze Estate, which is run by a couple, Wildan and his wife Atiek. Now they started their journey in coffee only in 2010, so it's a pretty young farm, but they're making some amazing coffees over there. Now they do mostly washed coffees, but they also do some naturals, and on very rare occasions they'll do an experimental lot. So this coffee is part of a limited 5-bag experiment using in-bag fermentation. Now this is an experimental process where they take cherries, place them in plastic bags and seal them to create an anaerobic environment. This causes lactic acids to form and ferments the coffee for 2 days before they place them in a single layer on raised drying beds and dry them as they would a normal natural lot. Okay, so let's get started with the brewing. I'm going to start off by pre-wetting my filter and preheating the brewer. This is a good idea if you're not already doing it. It helps to remove papery taste from the brew and makes everything nice and warm before you start brewing. So the recipe that we're going to be using is 14 grams of coffee for 200 grams of water. The coffee is ground quite coarse. It's maybe 1 or 2 notches coarser than what I would normally use for a V60. And the reason for that is because we're going to be using a lot of pores, and the coffee is very easy to extract, so it doesn't need to be very fine. Now I'll start off with a 50-gram bloom. And I'm going to be stirring or shaking my filter quite vigorously. This is to soak up all the water into the grounds before I start brewing. This helps with a more even extraction and prevents clogging of the filter later on in the brew. Now we're going to be waiting for about 40 seconds. This is to let all of the coffee and the water soak up and to let any CO2 degas. And for the first pour, I'm pouring up to 120 grams. This is an 80-gram pour. Then I'm just going to let the water seep through, and when it's almost gone all the way through, I'll top it up with another 40 grams, and then when that's almost seeped through, I'll top it up with another 40 grams for a total of 200 grams. When I make recipes for competitions, I prefer to keep them quite simple. It has to be reproducible, and I have to be able to do 3 brews exactly the same within a 10-minute time frame. And after my final pour, I'm just going to do a little bit of a spin. This helps settle all the grounds, creates a flat bed for the remaining water to seep through for a pretty even extraction. So the final brew time is between 2:30 and 3 minutes. This gives a lot of clarity in the brew and really enhances those flavors in the coffee. And this coffee, Purple Rain, has a lot of delicious flavors of purple grape bubblegum, tutti frutti, pickled plums, and grape soda. So if you can find it, definitely try it out. So that was my brewing recipe for the Norwegian Brewers Cup, where I came in third place. It's not too complicated, but I hope that it works out for you. Please enjoy brewing coffee at home and take care of yourselves. Bye.